We'll just turn them all on, let everybody have fun is what I do.
Okay, well, I just want to welcome everyone tonight because we got a great group here, and of course, we always start off with it's celebration time. It's celebrating the good stuff, and I know we have Katie is going to share with us somebody special in her life that she's been able to work with on the program, and I think he's going to maybe share a little bit about his journey with us. And so just here it's about healthy physical body, healthy mind, mental, and healthy emotions, because we know that we've all got emotions that we're dealing with. So Katie, can you do the introduction?
I need it.
Sure. Okay, so Danny started on Monday the 8th, February 8th. So you are starting week 4. You're into week 4 right now, right, Dan?
Get that music.
Yes. I forget he's on.
Yeah, this is week 4. So.
It's what?
Yeah, this is week 4.
Oh, don't play that with me. And you are down at least 15 pounds, but tell him your good news. What you told me yesterday.
Oh, I had my yearly physical, and I was at the doctor's in November, I believe. So I'm down 20 from that visit, which I kind of doubt I lost any weight over the holidays. So that's probably kind of accurate. My bathroom scale isn't very accurate, so I figure I'll go off of that. So between 15 and 20, I think.
That's awesome.
The worst of it's past now, like the hunger, the cravings, and everything else. Because, yeah, my family, we love food. So
We do too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when I got the 911 call and he said, I'm calling you. If you didn't answer, I was going to turn into the burger joint and get a burger. Good thing I answered.
Big Mac was calling me, like when I'm out driving, that's when it hits me.
Oh, okay.
Notice that.
Yeah.
So I say keep a bottle of water with you all the time. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, have you had any non-scale victories, like energy-wise? Could you tell a shift in your energy? And
I think so. I mean, I've been keeping busy, but I'm kind of busy usually anyway. But my notches on my belt, they've gone down, I think, 3 notches. And my wife notices a difference, so, that's a big win.
absolutely.
Every time. Yep.
Yeah.
I've had to hear less of that lately, so. No, it seems good. Now that the coffee and sugar cravings are gone and all that. Now, is it still, because I read in the manual you could still have tea and coffee, just no sugar, right? You could have like natural sugar, but I've been just having it without sugar. But that's just recently. I just had a cup a day or something.
Mm-hmm.
But is that right? Is that still?
Yeah, you can have it. You can have up to 3 servings of caffeine in a day. So
Right.
that's what they tell you while you're on the program. Of course, the caffeine is a stimulant, so sometimes people can drink too much. Because I've had some clients that would drink a whole coffee pot full of coffee in a day's time, or drink it all through the day. So, but as far as your sweeteners, you can do things like cream. Did you ever like cream in your coffee?
Yeah.
Because I always suggest sugar-free creamer if people want a little bit of something, but if you can drink it black, it's better. But if you do need something, you can do something like that, just basically in moderation. Just because some people likes more, they like more cream with their coffee more than they do coffee with the cream. So but yeah, that's fine to do that.
All right.
So what about sleep? Can you tell a difference in your sleep?
No, like indigestion or acid reflux, but I mean, that could be just for the fact that I'm not down in like a pizza or anything like that. But yeah, my wife, she's always complaining about snoring, so that's pretty much gone.
Good.
That's still marriage.
You're racking up the points with your Danielle.
Yeah.
I said you're racking up some points with Danielle. That's good.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it, though. I'd say so.
That's great. Well, it's really good because it's, and there again, the first 4 weeks, it's, you're right now you're getting in the groove and, and you will start noticing more of the belt, the holes in the belt going down. Because I know Danny, whenever he started the program, he actually used his belt as an illustration to show people how many inches that he went down.
Yeah.
So I think it would be good because I know we've got Celeste. She's someone that now she's starting the program too. Did she start today? Tomorrow?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay. I haven't received it in the mail yet. I just paid for it.
Okay,
So
good.
I'm a real newbie. So
Well, thank you for joining because this is what this is all about. It's being around other like-minded people that are doing the same thing. And so since we've got Celeste and Danny on and they're new to the group, why don't we go around and let everyone share so far what's happened to them on the program, share how much weight they've lost in the time, and so that way they can sort of get an idea of what else happened here on the screen. So Joe, we'll start with you. Joe, are you there? There she is.
See that.
There we go. I couldn't get my computer to cooperate with that unmute button. I started the 31st of August, and I had some issues in the past with chronic anemia, and that is pretty well past. I just had another iron treatment yesterday actually was the second one in a row, but the numbers are steadily coming up, so I know that my digestive system is healing and that has improved. My weight since last December, well, a year ago December, is down almost 30 pounds.
Good.
My husband
Wow.
started 4 weeks ago and he's lost 25 pounds. And
wow.
so we've seen a lot of success with the program, and everybody is feeling great. It's good to have. My mom just recently started as well, and she has some real health issues, diabetes and bariatric surgery she's had 10 years ago, and she had a kidney removed because of kidney cancer. So she's had some pretty serious health issues, and she's only just completed her first week, and she said for the first time in 2 years her blood sugar in the first thing in the morning has been below 200. Matter of fact, it's been about 150. So she's
Wow.
pretty ecstatic about that.
Wow.
That's good.
That's awesome. That is
Yeah.
a healthy family. Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
Yeah.
We waited a long time for this.
Yes, it's so great. I love that. I love that your family's getting healthy together. So, and you were a great role model with starting it for yourself. And I'm sure with them getting healthy, it's probably helped you with your program more because you've been excited about helping them too.
Well, my husband has been like a billboard. I mean, I'm so glad he finally got started because he was telling everybody, I've seen Dorinda study, eat well and exercise and be so frustrated for 8 years over not being able to take this weight off. And, since I started this program, it just has steadily come off. So, and that's a good thing. I can't say anything better than that. So we've all been really blessed and really, really pleasantly surprised.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations to you. I know that makes you a happy girl.
Mm.
Happy girl. All right, Miss Becky, can you share a little bit about your story?
Well, I started on the program It was September. This past September was a year ago, so it's been about a year and a half that I met Danny. And I wanted to lose about 20 pounds. I lost 20 pounds in 2 months. And I've been able to keep it off for the last year and a half. My husband started on the program 2 months ago, and he's lost close to 15 pounds. No, it's been more than that. It's almost 17 pounds now.
Good.
So he's doing really good as well.
Good. Good.
And the biggest thing for me was the weight loss was huge because I've been trying to lose weight. I've been doing everything right. I know all about healthy eating and exercise and all of that, but when I hit menopause, I could not get the weight off. But the biggest thing for me was the mental part of it. I was able to get the weight off, but what I learned to get me healthy mentally is what's been the biggest thing for me. That's been the biggest takeaway from this whole program is the mental health that you gain from it.
Wow. That's awesome. And that is so true, that healthy mind. So thank you, Becky, for sharing that. So Deborah, Queenie, we're going to let Queenie share her story.
I had run into Rachel, and she was looking fantastic. So I asked her what she was doing because I was really ready. I had probably menopause was probably when everything started. And then as I changed, and then I developed asthma out of the clear blue sky, which was kind of unusual. And they kept putting me on prednisone. Well, with prednisone, you want to gnaw your arm off.
Yeah.
And I almost did, but thank goodness the food was there. I would have been gone an arm. But and I just kept putting it on. It was like, and then finally I just said, oh, the heck with it. I'm just going to be fat, and I just might as well just accept it. And then every time I look in the mirror, I say, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like you. I don't like anything about you. So I finally, and then when I ran into Rachel, I was like, what are you doing? I have to do something, and I have to do it now. I don't like my health. I don't like the direction it's going. I don't like me. Something has to change, and I'm ready. And that was it. I think I called that day.
Excellent.
On the program.
That is awesome.
By the way, I don't know if you can see this. It's Truvia. It's a natural sugar. It has no calories.
Okay.
If someone's trying to get off the sugar, and it has zero everything. It has 3 grams of carbs, and it was like 1%. But it's they don't even list it as a calorie.
Okay.
And then look at what I went and grabbed. I like a little bit of cream with my coffee, and if you keep it to it says a tablespoon, it's 35 calories. So if you use everything in moderation, well, you know what I mean. If you look at what you're doing and what you're putting in your inside, as well as the output that you're going to get. Sometimes it helps to look at those labels and see what you're grabbing, because sometimes you say, oh, it says one thing on the outside of the package, and when you turn it over, especially things that say fat-free, things that are fat-free, the carbs go up, and carbs break down to simple sugars, and that's what your body keeps. So anytime your carbs go up, you're putting it on your body. So really check your labels, especially with anything prepackaged, just for family and whatever.
Thanks for the pointers. Now, how much weight, Debbie, have you lost so far?
56.
How much?
56?
Wow.
And she
Since
started
October.
in October.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran into somebody at work that I don't see on a regular basis, and I said, "Hey, Tom," and he says, "Hey," and he did that double take. He went, "Oh my gosh," he said, "You went and got skinny on us."
Yeah.
And it was like, I haven't heard the word skinny in years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I thought, I never even thought skinny.
Yeah.
And I thought, how wonderful. So that was my big burst today. There's always a little surprise.
Yeah. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Just that itself is such energy that you just feel good all over, and it just can help you go. Even if
I
you
didn't
have a very
realize,
busy day.
mind-wise, I have to agree with Becky. Mind-wise, I can't even begin to tell you where the mental psyche is. I mean, it's off the charts because you feel so good about yourself, and you finally have something. I think I've put it even on the thing. I said I feel alive again. I feel like I'm part of society. I'm here, and people are starting to notice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just that mental. Oh my gosh, I am worth something. I can do this, and you find that you're making your leaps and bounds, and it gives you the motivation to move on and to help others.
Yeah. I agree. That's awesome. Oh, thank you so much. What did you want to say something?
You know what? I just want to commend you because I heard what you said when you first started, and you said I was ready. You know, I was looking for something. I was ready. I was ready to change my life. I was not satisfied with who I was. I mean, I knew I'm still me, but my flesh and my outward appearance, I'm not happy with that. Did I hear you say that right?
Right.
And your health. And so when you made a decision to change that, what happened?
I just moved forward.
And you had somebody to commend you by saying, you're getting skinny. And I seen your eyes dazzle just a little bit, bang, when you said that because you was glad somebody said that about you. Is that what I heard you say?
Right. You don't feel like you fade into the wall.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I mean, I've always had a good rapport with people from all walks of life. I like people.
Yeah.
But I started feeling like I was just fading into the wall, like I really didn't exist.
Mm. I'd say all of us.
I was dying on the inside. I truly was.
Well, and that's true. And everybody on this screen tonight and other people that we have and our clients and our coaches, guess what? They had to be ready to make that same step. I had to be ready. When I first started this 11 years ago, I was ready. I was sick, and I knew that I had to do something or I was going to die. And I was ready, and my life changed just like you said yours did, just like she said. Just like everybody said, there's lives are changing. 4, 6 months, a year down from the road, just imagine what's going to happen to you. You know?
And I face that on a daily basis because I work in surgery, and you have, patients come in, and some of the surgeons will say, man, are they fat? And I'm standing there thinking, well, I'm just as fat, if not fatter. And it was like, you don't even know what got them to that point. How can you just make a blanket statement? It's easy for you standing there, especially someone slim, to put that out there. Because when you're thin, you don't think about, you think, oh, just push yourself away from the table or just do that. Well, sometimes it's not that easy. And now I've been on both sides of the fence, and I know it's not easy.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I can get somebody back there,
Yeah.
then that's my purpose.
That's why we all become coaches.
Yeah.
To do exactly what you said, pay it forward, share with somebody, give them, because that is the beauty about what we do. We help ourselves, and then we help our friends, and we help people we don't even know. And then when they come to you and say, wow, thank you, that's the blessing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Debbie, for sharing your story. It's a great story. Hannah, what about your story?
Sorry, my battery's low on my mouse. It took me a minute. Well, I've got many stories. As you heard, my dad, he started almost 11 years ago, and I tailed in right behind that. So it's been about 7 or 9 or 8 or 9 years. And when I was presenting this program, I was 21, so I really had no idea what it consisted of. I just knew that my mom told me I needed to eat this food and make me feel better and all that good stuff. So I did what Mama said. And with that experience, I was able to lose 20 pounds in about 8 weeks. The thing that mattered the most to me, though, is I was 21 and I didn't want to get out of bed whenever I was supposed to get out of bed. I never had energy because I worked 40 plus hours a week, and was always on my feet. And my first meal of the day was my last meal I had before I went to bed. So I was not very good on my healthy habits. But so within the first week, I noticed I started having energy, and I was waking up before my alarm clock, and it was like, heck yeah, this feels good to feel good. And I was suffering from chronic headaches for about 2 straight years. I took Advil every single day. And I went to chiropractors. I, took different kinds of medicine, but nothing really helped. And it was amazing once I started changing my eating habits. I quit taking Advil, which was really cool. So then, through this process, I feel like you will go through, once you get healthy, you go through stages in life. Everything's a stage. Life happens to us sometimes. We see ourselves going back to our old habits. It's just a comfort thing. But as for me, I was trying to progress with health, but I was doing it in a very unhealthy way. And I ended up having an eating disorder in the process. And so one thing I'm grateful for with Take Shape for Life is we do have another component called a healthy mind component. And it definitely helped me to be able to find the balance in my life and find that freedom to be able to get healthy and be able to stay healthy mentally, knowing what I needed for my body every single second of the day, rather than feeling like if I eat this, I was going to get fat. So that was a huge mental shift for me. And then the third story I have is I actually went through this process being pregnant, and I was able to have a safe and healthy pregnancy, and have been able to utilize the meal replacements to be able to get my baby weight off plus some, which has been great. And I feel good. I think that's one thing that I just notice always continually about this program is whenever you're putting good fuel and food in your body, you're going to feel good. And so that's one thing that I love. I love waking up and feeling good every single day. I don't know anybody that likes to wake up and feel bad. So that's one thing that I love to share with people that ask me about the program. I share with them that to get ready to feel good, because it's a beautiful thing to wake up and be excited to start your day and know that you're doing something to benefit yourself and your family, and you're constantly focused on what you're trying to create rather than what's not in your life anymore. So yeah, that's my story.
Thanks, Hannah. It's a great story.
That's very interesting what Hannah said. I don't know if y'all picked up on it, but she got on the program to get healthy, and she lost a little weight, and then she was doing good. She also mentioned that she had an eating disorder, and she'd lost, not on the program, she was doing her own, but she'd got to a point she'd lost too much weight. And by getting back on the program, Hannah was able to gain her weight back. And but she said something, it fixed her mind. She had her mind fixed in order to do this stuff. So it all comes back down, she's ready. So she's got a beautiful story. And I just sit back and I'm thankful, for her being a coach and being on our team. So
and being transparent.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So thanks, Hannah.
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right, Miss Katie, you're next.
My story is nowhere near as good as Hannah's. I actually tried another program first, and saw 0 results, and I was pretty faithful with it. But I watched Steve, my husband, lose 50 pounds on it. So it was melting off him like nothing. So I tried it, and I was really doing it more for just to eat right, because my eating habits were not good. I wasn't eating probably enough, or right for that matter. But and I had no energy was my biggest thing. So I did the program for 2 months, and I ended up losing 9 pounds, but had energy like crazy, which it was like flipping the light switch. So I've been able to, that was February, and last I've been able to maintain my weight through the year, you know, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and still feeling good.
Yeah.
Have all that energy. Yeah, that's where it's at. That's where it's at.
But that is an amazing story.
It is.
Because you seen your husband lose 50 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you seen the excitement that was in his eyes and his life, and then you done it to see how it felt with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it resonated, and you're still here a year later. So that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure. Thanks for sharing your story,
Yes.
Katie. All right, Miss Deborah Morshell.
I'm sorry, I thought you were going to the other Deborah. So mine, I kind of have a couple stories too, not as dramatic as Hannah. I didn't get pregnant, thank God. No, it'd be a miracle. But anyway, my story was like, I don't know, is it 3.5 years ago? I think almost 4. Yeah, and I was really sick. I mean, I knew if I didn't do something, I was going to die. I was praying and praying because I did everything that you can think of. And, of course, you know, being an ex-nurse, you think you know it all and you don't need to be told what to do. And I realized I was doing all the things that were supposedly right, but they weren't right. They weren't working for me. And so when someone introduced this program to me, I was at the point where I have serious spine disorder from the neck to the tailbone, and had surgery in my neck a few years ago, and I'm avoiding another one. And doctors wanted to fuse my lower spine, and I couldn't move to the right anyway. There was a lot of things I couldn't do. I was almost falling down. So I reluctantly started the program. Lisa had an awful lot of faith in me and trust and hope, and I leaned on her for that. And I thank God for her because she was meant to be in my life. And so I just went and started it and realized that the weight, I didn't have to do anything. In fact, it was so hard to believe I didn't have to do anything. The program just worked, and the fat just melted away. And the energy, and it was incredible. And within 3 months, I was able to twist my body to the right to do some personal things I could never do. And here I'm thinking, my doctor wanted to fuse my whole lower spine, and here just taking off. At that point, it was only like 30 pounds, I think. I had my rotation of my spine back that was due to obesity, and I didn't know that. I mean, as a nurse, you think, you know, I would have known that too. So I was surprised, and I was thankful. And so I just kept going, not knowing exactly how much I was going to lose. And then all of a sudden, you know, I'm down 77 pounds. And I had lost 10 before that. So here, you know, this obese person, I'm looking in the mirror, literally don't know who I'm looking at. So my second journey started with the mind. And I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I could have skipped that part. But we can't, because our mind controls our body. And I'm grateful for my mind. I'm trying to really work more and more inwardly, because I allowed myself, after I lost all that weight, my mind couldn't handle, I felt like I didn't deserve it. So you got to put the weight back on. Those voices in my head were destroying me. And I'm like, why is this happening? So the more I would talk with Lisa and learn more and more about the mind change and your self-talk, I realized what I was doing. And I'm still on that journey. I am recently learning, because of certain things that have happened recently, that a lot of my eating is, and wanting to, those habits stem from relationships that I've had, and I'm old. I mean, when I started as a young little girl, it's like God is bringing little things from my past to my present now that is connected with certain relationships that I have with family members. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So being aware and realizing more and more why today I wanted to go and grab that donut in the store. And I'm not a donut eater, but this one. And I thought, you know what, Deb, go ahead. I picked up the donut. Said, nah, why am I doing this? So it's nice to know, and I do know why. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's a journey. It's a process. I don't care how old you are. You're not too old to change and learn. And the most important thing I'm giving myself is the grace to learn and grow, and the love, and stop the judging. And everywhere I go, you know, and Deborah, you were talking about the obese people, you know, that we see. You go to the Y, any gym, and you see people that are, you're like, they're going to burst, and you just want to talk to them. So I'm learning how to love them without judging them, because right now I can't do anything for them because of different reasons. But maybe someday it'll be me or someone else that'll speak to that person and help them to arrest whatever's going on in their lives, just like what happened to me. And that to me is the most exciting thing about optimal health, is knowing that I can arrest whatever disease is trying to, because I was never low blood sugar. And after I did this, it was the first time in my life, my blood sugar levels went way down, got off of the acid reflux medicine, got off of blood pressure medicine. I mean, how good is that? So that's
awesome.
Really good.
It is. That's what it's about.
Now, 72 pounds down, right? 72 pounds you lost?
77.
77.
On program.
For 3 years?
3.5.
3.5? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's evidently it's working for you mentally and physically.
Yes, it's a process. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome. What a story.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Deborah.
Yes.
All right, Deborah Ware, it's your turn.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Well, I was thinking lately that it was amazing that it was just a year ago that I could hardly walk because I had injured my leg and injured my knee. And I live with the active family here in Michigan, and my life revolved around skiing and walking and hiking and chasing after many grandchildren. And I started going to a physical therapist, and she told me the arthritis in my knee was so bad that she didn't think I'd ever be able to walk more than a mile or two at a time, which was devastating to me. And the last day I was there with her, she said, well, you know, for every extra pound you carry, it puts 5 pounds of pressure on your knee. Well, I started thinking about that. I went home and told my husband. He says, well, why don't you call up about that program we saw advertised? And I did, left my phone number, and this nice little lady from Tennessee called me, Lisa. And I got on the program last year, April 30th. And after the first month, I was a believer. I was hooked. And I lost over a 5-month period 47 pounds. I was only planning on losing 20 pounds. But the first 20 pounds came off. And even after 10 pounds off, I was already walking over 2 miles on my hikes. And throughout the summer, we kept adding more mileage, so I was finally up to 8 miles. I would have gone farther, but we met the lake, and I couldn't really go across the lake, so I had to So by October 15th, I reached my goal, just where I was comfortable, where I wanted to be, and it ended up being 48 pounds, actually. Wow. I just figured it out on my calculator, so I've been able to stay there since October. I stay within a couple pounds of that weight easily. So now my husband and me are back to dancing. We go dance lessons twice a week, and we just learned the rumba, and we're doing some pretty wild country dancing right now. He just turned 69, and I'll be 64 this month, and I couldn't be happier. And I'm out skiing again. And we cross country ski here in Michigan, so I climb my hills. And once all the snow's gone, we'll be back in the hiking trails again. So it's been a really great experience for me. I feel great. I love seeing this pass forward to people I work with, Joe, and other employees that I work with, and seeing all of them lose weight. Our boss went on the program. He's down almost 45 pounds now. Our secretary's down over 40 pounds. My sweet friend is down 17 pounds. She's only had 3 weeks on the program right now. She's taking care of her husband. So, but he's doing better. So it's just been a real blessing to us and to me and my husband to have this youthfulness return to us, you know, at this age of our life. He's a really good spokesman at work. He's got 3 or 4 guys right now that are coming to him. He says, you want to see a picture of my wife?
There you go.
I love it. That's right.
He's doing pretty good. He's got some people lined up there in the aisles, so we'll see what we do with it. And so it's great, and the program really works. Worked quicker than I could ever imagine, and how easily it was. And I know they were celebrating our dance teacher's birthday last night at dance class, and they were passing out cupcakes and wanted me to take a cupcake, and I says, well, that's okay. I got something in the car that's even better.
There you go.
And our food makes us so happy that we just joke at work about how happy us that are on the program. We've just seen such attitude change in so many of us. And so I've been teasing with people that I think there must be marijuana in this food because we're pretty.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I love it.
So what I heard you say that people around you are on the program, and it's changed your environment where you work. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it was. It took them a little while. I think I had tried over the years. I had gone to a gym and lost a little bit of weight, but then this last year I had put on even more real quickly when I hurt my knee. And finally one day, Joe and me were running up and down the aisle at work. We work in a sewing factory, and she ran past me one time and she just grabbed me by the shoulders and she says, "What are you doing?" And so I told her, and she got on it, and then our boss was watching Joe and watching me, and then finally I was telling him about some of the great features about being a thinner wife.
There you go.
And he said, "I want in on this." And so then he came to me a few weeks ago and he says, "I got to get another order of food in." He says, "My food's disappearing." I go, "What do you mean your food's disappearing?" He says, "My wife's eating it." I said, "Your wife's eating it?"
That happens.
So they're going on a cruise here this month later, and she wanted to lose a little weight, so she's been eating his food. And yeah, we just have a great time with it. I love having these people around me that we have. I mean, the support really makes a difference. You know,
Yes.
I have clients that don't work with me also, but I've got to say, seeing these people every day, you know, we just have such a great time. I mean, our food comes, Mark keeps it in his office. If anybody needs food, we swap food out back and forth all the time, you know. And when someone like our good friend Val had recently, her husband actually had an aneurysm, and had, to much of our surprise, this all happened, and she's been staying about 3 hours from here in a hospital downstate with him. She's been at his bedside ever since it happened. I'm happy to say tonight that he's doing much better and may be coming home soon.
Yay.
He's actually at a hospital that my son works doing physical therapy. And so my son's been able to see them and visit with them, and made sure that Val had a rollaway bed next to her husband. So we, you know, took up a collection at work and made sure that Val had her money to stay on the program. She hasn't been able to do the program the way she was when she was home. It's a little different, stressful environment for her, but she's been able to maintain what she had lost. And when we get her home and back here, hopefully she'll be able to go, because she had just got started on her program. So But I think that's just great how everybody, we rally around our group. And
Yeah.
like you say here in our support group, that we feel like we're family. And that's really how it is, you know, where I work with everybody. We just, you know, it's a family. You know, yeah. And it's great. And it really works. You know, the ones that stay connected seem to have the easiest time. Like I have Tom out there who's a truck driver. I just really am thankful to all of you who make little comments to him. It's made such a difference for him because he was quite unsure of himself. You know, he's on the road away from his wife and his family out there, but he texts me every morning with a 10-4, you know, good morning, 10-4, good buddy, and all this stuff. I told him, be careful driving through Tennessee because you guys had that rocks falling down there. And he said, yeah, he had to go through Tennessee. He was going to have to go around that. But yeah, it's great. I really appreciate your family, Lisa.
Oh, well, hey, we appreciate all of you too, because that's what this is all about. It's about just having something in common with each other, and then you get to share that pure heart, that love with each other, and then you get to walk along someone, and you know, if they want to be a part of it, and that to me is there's strength in numbers. You know, whenever you can have someone that's there that's cheering you on, I mean, you do so much better, and sincere about it. You know, sincere about it. So,
but it's a community. It's a community of people who come together who are like-minded, who are wanting the same goals, and together we are better than we are by ourselves. That's why this program, if you just had the food and without the coach and without the information, chances are you'd be like everybody else. You make it for a little while, then you'd be back to your old habits. Mm-hmm. But in the community, we uplift one another and share with one another how to keep going. And that's what makes Take Shape for Life different than it does the home company of Medifast. So Medifast is a diet by itself, but Take Shape for Life is a community of people. Actually, we're a national health coach service is what we do. We're a national group of people, and all we do is coach other people and help them get what they want. Mm-hmm. And some of your coaches, some of your clients, but I can only tell you, if you just focus on yourself and learn to like the person in the mirror, this will work for you.
Mm-hmm. Stay connected to somebody that's going to give you that strength too. Yeah. So, well, thank you, Debbie, for sharing your story. And Nancy, where'd she go? Nancy's got her hair cut. Nancy, share your story.
My story, it took about 3 months to get physically where I wanted to get. At first, it wasn't really the weight loss that I was looking at, but it was Katie's husband, Steve. Katie is my sister, who kept talking about the weight, but I just kept hearing about the energy part of his story and how he had a lot of energy. Being an empty nester, I think I was really sad that the kids were gone, and started eating whatever I wanted because nobody was around to see me, and I didn't have to cook for them or anybody. So I just ate whatever I wanted and just had this foggy, sad, no get up and go. So started on the program, and I remember the 4th day when I just literally saw things clearer, and I think there was a real fog there that lifted, and things just got better quickly. And I ended up losing 22 pounds total in the 3 months, and then decided to coach others and it started out a lot of people right in my family that when they saw that I could do it and that I believed in it, then they all did it. And it's been great since. And I'm glad we found it.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, I know with all of you, like that family unit. Wow, it's a great thing whenever your family can get healthy together. Mm-hmm. And learn these habits of health. So, well, thank you so much for sharing your story. And Danny, you want to share your story?
Well, I was back in 2005. I was about almost 50 pounds overweight. And I went to the doctor. He said, "You're sick. You're going to put me on blood pressure medicine, high cholesterol medicine, some other stuff, I mean, I was a mess. So he gave me a prescription. I go to the drugstore and get there, and then when they come back, it was almost $400 for the prescription, and we buy our own insurance. So I just told them put it back on the shelf. I said, I'm not going to take that. And I asked them first of all, I said, is that for a year? And they said, no, that's going to be about a month. And I said, well, just put it all back on the shelf. And so I knew I was in trouble, but I come on home, and so I go outside and get by myself, and I just said, God, this is bigger than me. You know, I can't do this by myself. You know, I just put it out in the universe, and the law of attraction took a place. About 3 days later, a guy called me I hadn't talked to in about 7 years. And we were just chatting on the phone, talking about family. And then he asked this question. He said, Danny, he said, how's your health? And I knew at that point that my prayer had been answered. So I said, Dan, here's what's going on. His name was Dan, not Danny there, Danny. But he said, I can help you. He said, if you'll let me coach you, he said, and you do what I say for 30 days, he said, I can help you. And so I just flashed him my credit card. And about 3 or 4 days, these 3 boxes come into the mail. I would come in UPS, and a UPS driver come out because I knew he was supposed to get all this food. And he comes out these 3 little old boxes, and I was waiting for him to bring some more stuff off, you know. And he said, no, that's it. And I said, this is it? He said, yeah. I said, it's got to be a mistake. So I took him to the house, and I called Dan back on the phone. I said, hey, Dan. I said, man, I didn't get all my food. He said, well, let's go through it. And because I was a big old guy. And he said, sorry, so we went through it. Everything was there, and plus a little bit of food. We was giving some extra food away. And I said, he said, no, everything's there, Dan. I said, you expect me to live off this for 30 days? I said, hey, no way. I said, there's no way. He said, listen, you told me you let me coach you. Just do what I say. I said, all right. So the first month I lost like 28 pounds. And I'm thinking I lost about 1.5 inches. And I said, man, it's worse. So he called me back and he said, we've been talking. He said, you want to do it for another 30 days? I said, well, heck yeah. So went to another 30 days. Within 90 days, I'd lost almost 50 pounds. I'd lost almost 5 inches in my waist. I was looking good. I was feeling good. I didn't got back in the mirror and I was flexing, you know. And then Lisa got on the program, and right after that, I got on it. And but it was a journey. People started coming to me and asking me what I was doing. And I took it upon myself. It helped me. Why would I help somebody else? And so that's how we got started. 11 years later, we're still doing the very same thing. And I can only tell you it's the most rewarding service. It's the most rewarding that I can give somebody. What else can you give somebody better than good health? If they want it. You know, you got to be ready, right? You got to be ready. And if you're ready and there's somebody to help you, then help them. And we got a tool you don't have to worry about. You don't have to back in on it. It works as long as they work. So that's my story.
And then I was very skeptical whenever he started, because I didn't really want anybody to tell me what I had to eat, because I didn't eat that much anyway, but it was how I was eating and what I was eating at the time. So, but I jumped on board 2 weeks after I seen him. He told me to order my food. He wasn't gonna share his food with me, so I had to order my own food. And but anyway, I lost 40 pounds in 12 weeks, and then have been able to maintain that for 11 years this year. So, but it's basically, you know, the food itself. We know the food will melt the fat off, and the support to me was the key. It was staying connected to somebody that really wanted it. And there was times that I think our coach wanted it more for us than we wanted it for ourselves, you know? And so he always, and even to this day, he's still right there beside us. And then following the blueprint, following Dr. A's Habits of Health, you got to know why you're eating this food. You got to know what's in this food. You got to know how to, once you get the weight off. I know everybody on the screen, I sit here and add it up. There's 388 pounds that's been lost by these stories we've just shared. So do we want to find that 388 pounds again? No way. So that's the key, is we have to know how to keep it off. And so that's why Dr. Anderson, you know, put all this into play, because he knew there was people like us that was going to take personal responsibility, and they were going to get up every day and be willing to work on themselves. And through that, you become empowered. You become part of something greater than yourself, because you got to feel good on the inside. You got to look good on that. You got to have it all in balance, so that way that you can be productive and do anything you want to do. And just so happens we have this trilogy, not only with Healthy Body, but the Healthy Mind. You heard a lot of people share their healthy mind stories, and then the Healthy Finances, because once you get all those three in balance, you can be able to basically have freedom in your life. And that's what we have to offer through Take Shape for Life. And like I said, everybody's on a great roll, because they're already physically transforming, they're mentally transforming, and there's several on the screen that are has financially transformed. So, with that, it's great to have all of you here tonight sharing your stories, because this is real. This is not any, as Dr. Anderson says, foo-foo dust we throw on people and say, hey, if you'll do this, it's about getting up every day and taking personal responsibility and just saying, I'm going to be better today than I was yesterday. And then if you got that mindset and you stay connected, wow, there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great things out there. So, but anyway, is there any, before we close the Support for Life, is there any questions anybody has about any stories we've talked about tonight or the program itself? Well, looks like we covered it all really good.
I can only say this: bring people into this community. Bring people here if you think that they can use this talk and this support. There's a lot of people out there that needs what we offer, and look for them because they're ready, and plug them into this so that they can see this is real. And there's so many deals out there. There's so many things. People are so skeptical. I was too, but I know it's done for my life and my family's life and people that we've touched. Look at you guys. It's touched y'all in some way that y'all are on a screen. Bring people to this community, plug them into this, and watch what happens.
Yeah.
Charity is the best gift that you can give anybody other than good health. Charity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is.
I think that's what we all have here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good charity.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really appreciate everyone showing up, sharing their story, and I hope it's been an encouragement for someone else. And I know it has, because it has me. I feel even better just hearing these stories and hearing what the transformation that's happening in people's lives. So with that, we're going to close with the Support for Life, and the coaches, we're going to stay on for here in the next 15 minutes and sort of discuss what we were able to be a part of this past weekend with Go Global. And then those that's clients that want to explore the trilogy of the healthy coaching part of the program, get with your coach, and we will set up a time where we can share with you a little bit more information. Sort of like the program, you just get more information, and that way you can sort of see what you have in your hands. So, but anyway, those of you that came on tonight, this is your first time, we welcome you back every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, and we would love to have you on with us. And like Danny said, bring more people.
Yeah.
So anyway, health coaches, let's see, who all do we have? Go Global. Go Global. So we've got, where did Nancy go? Did she disappear? No, there she is. Okay. Go Global. So I figured, is everybody excited about hearing about Go Global? And like the takeaways from Go Global, and maybe what we can bring back to you guys and share with you? Who wants to know? Raise your hand. Okay. Hannah.
What?
Everybody's froze.
I know our connection's been wrong or something. Like
It's mine. Yeah.
it's really weird.
Yep.
Well, I figured let's share with the group maybe your like one biggest takeaway. There was so much, as you know, Nancy said on that last day, my brain is fried. You know, you got this mental overload, and you can only take in so much. So, but maybe guys, and it doesn't have to be one, just share with the group the bullet points, some things that you took away that you're going to start using in your coaching business.
For me, the biggest takeaway that I got was team coaching. The biggest takeaway. And what I mean by team coaching is, I mean, if your health coach is unavailable to do a Zoom, to do a call, to do whatever with you, you need to always reach up to their upline to see if they can do it for you. We're all in this together, and team coaching is huge. So let's say, for instance, if if Katie, I mean, I know I'm not in her upline, but if Katie needed something to where she couldn't get a hold of Mom to do a call, she could always connect to me, and we could work through this and do a call together. It's all about working as a team. And by doing that, we're going to be able to excel wider because we're able to help a lot more people that way. That team coaching was huge for me. And then another thing is, let's see. Okay. For instance, like in the beginning, I know for me personally, I run a huge client heavy business, more than I do senior coaches and more than I do health coaches. But a heavy client business is just a short-term income. And so for me, I was like, oh, wow. So that's why, when you get paid, it is kind of like, okay, it's like a roller coaster ride. But with having more substantial health coaches and senior coaches in your downline, it's going to hold on this huge value of your business, because you're going to be bringing in a lot more stability in your business. So that was one thing that was really huge for me, because I run a huge client heavy business. So that was, something. But one thing that taught me if you have heavy business was when you get 5 people, stop and take a pause. Once you get 3 to 5 clients, stop and pause and ask yourself, who wants this? I'd like to work with. Who is somebody that I love coaching. They're so much fun. And see if this career fits what they're looking for, and offer the health coaching opportunity to them. That was something I've never done. I always waited for people to go, hey, I want to be a coach. And they never will come out that way. So by you stopping and pausing and really taking it all in, you're really going to be able to find those people that you really want to work with, and being able to present this in a way by connecting to your mentor coach or whatever, you're going to be able to really expand, a third-party credibility, and you're going to be able to really kind of cocoon them around what this is all about. So that was something that was huge for me. And then the last part was, are you willing to give up the good and take shape for life to reach for the great? I don't know if any of you have ever kind of idled with Take Shape for Life. You're just kind of idling. And I know I've been there. And I think it's a comfortable state you get to. You're like, oh, well, it's all good. And that it's hard to be able to progress. But whenever I heard that, I was like, you know what, I'm ready to help a lot more people. I'm ready to be great at this and not good at this. So that was something that was huge for me. So that's my takeaways.
Those were all good, because it was just there again. You saying just those few little nuggets that Hannah shared. And the thing is everybody on this screen is at different places of coaching. Mm-hmm. Some are just brand new. Some have been around for a while. Some have been, maybe got a year under their belt or 6 months underneath their belt. So everybody, some of this stuff that we're sharing with you, it may be a little advanced in a sense, and you go, well, I don't really, I'm not, because once you've gotten there, then you're able to go, oh, I know exactly what she's talking about now. So, but there again, the team coaching, what Hannah really touched on, we on this screen, we're a team. Mm-hmm. Every one of us is a team. And go ahead.
Sorry. I just read my notes, because I brought, look, y'all will be so proud. I got my global notes. But this one was super huge because it ties to team coaching, and how you develop that is, let's say you